This is Annapolis, and these are the midshipmen who make up the brigade of the United States Naval Academy. These are their stories, full of their laughter, their heartache, their tragedies and triumphs. The stories of the men of Annapolis.
Here, Ted.
Thanks, Murph.
Well, what's with you, boys? Somebody steal your lollipop? Oh, I get it, that dream again. You know, Ted, if you want to be a midshipman so much, why don't you do something about it?
I graduated from high school so long ago. I don't even remember what X equals.
Oh, now, look, Ted. Just because you got turned down once for that academy prep course at Bainbridge, that's no reason to give up now.
Murph, I told you. I didn't get turned down. I got appointed. But Captain Crane just couldn't let me go.
Now, listen, Ted. I've never said this to you before, but I've thought about it a lot of times. You didn't have any trouble at all before passing the exams for the Naval Academy Prep School. Just because Captain Crane wouldn't let you go at the time, you've just given up. You won't even try again.
I told you, I've forgotten the stuff. Algebra, plane geometry, history.
Now look, if you'd bone up on that stuff for a couple of weeks, you could pass. This is your last chance, Ted. Next year, you're going to be too old.
Murph, my last chance was at 53. Here comes my thundering herd. See you later, Murph. Ever since the first man picked up a rock and aimed at a dinosaur, aiming things has been important. But gentlemen, what good is a projectile if it doesn't hit the target? The trouble is that when you're aiming at a target 10 miles away, it's just a little harder to hit than aiming at a tin can in the backyard. For instance, the temperature of the powder going into the gun affects the range of the projectile. So, of course, there's the force and direction of the wind. Mister?
You come to, Dickie, means you.
I know it.
Would you mind paying attention?
Go right ahead, Admiral.
What's your name, mister?
Richard S. Crane, Jr. What's yours?
Stokes. I know Richard S. Crane. He's a captain. Any relation?
He's an admiral now. He happens to be my father.
Oh, then I know your father.
Most people in the Navy do.
I see. He's an admiral, and I'm just a fire controlman, is that it?
Well, don't blame me. What'd you want to be?
I wanted to be a midshipman once.
Oh, so.
But I don't seem to be able to keep this class interesting enough to keep your attention, Mr. Crane.
Well, keep trying, sailor.
All right, gentlemen. Let's go into the terrain room. Gentlemen, you're now in the payoff room. In here, we watch the projectiles hit or miss. From these holes, the spotters have an aviator's view of the terrain. See a little house down there? Well, this is what a miss looks like. And here's a hit. And the last step in getting an explosive weapon to hit a target takes place at the target. Not paying attention during the part of the course that I instruct Mr. Crane is one thing, but not paying attention during Lieutenant Anson's instruction is something else. Now, you better get with it.
Worry about yourself, Stokes. That ought to keep you busy.
Stokes? Yes, what's the commotion? Nothing, sir. Sorry, my fault. Spotting can be done by the spotter correcting the trajectory by means of range and reflection.
Well?
Well, what?
You know what, talk.
You mean about Stokes?
That's right. Now, look, I've never seen this attitude of yours before. Now, why you like this in his class?
Well, you don't know Stokes.
You do?
No, but I remember him. Because he's the only man that Dad ever stopped from going to the academy.
Well, why?
I don't know. But when he was on Dad's ship during Korea, he won an appointment to the Naval Academy Prep School. And Dad wouldn't let him go, so there must be something wrong with him.
Yeah, you know, he did sound a little resentful about almost being a midshipman
Yeah,
once.
you're right. And you can bet your next liberty that he's hated Dad ever since.
Up 10. Drop 200. Fuse setting, instant. Target bearing, right 200.
There's a difference between right 200 and left 200, Mr. Crane. Remember that difference.
Even a difference.
What's holding things up, Stokes?
Plot ready, sir.
Fire. Hit. No change.
Here we go again.
Crane?
Yeah. He used the wrong projectile weight all the way through.
Ted, you're sticking your neck out 1 nautical mile. What are you carrying Crane on your back for? Let him fail.
I just made one little error. That gives him a 0.
Yeah, well, one little error in gunnery is what kills your shipmates.
I know he's got the ability, Murph. Just doesn't seem to have the interest in class.
That boy's done nothing but give you a hard time ever since he come in here. Ted, I don't get it.
I told you. His father's Captain Crane, our old skipper.
That bothers me even more. Here you are helping the son of the skipper that kept you from going to the academy as a midshipman. What did the skipper ever do for you?
Hey, look, Murph. Let's just leave the skipper out of this, huh?
Oh, let's not leave the skipper out of this. That's something I've never understood, the way you feel about the skipper. Why have you let his turning you down that one-time whip keep you from ever trying again? Now, you've got just 1 month to apply for that academy prep course. It's now or never. And you can do it. How about it?
No! No, no, no! Now, look, Murph. Can't you understand? I've given up. I don't even want to be a midshipman anymore.
Ted.
I don't want to be a midshipman!
Who are you kidding?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Oh, you got a minute?
Well, what's on your mind?
You're failing gunnery.
Am I failing or are you failing me?
Whichever way it is. Your mistakes are hurting the grades of the others in the group. If for no other reason, I wish you'd pay more attention to what's going on.
Well, why should I? My marks on the rest of the gunnery course are high enough. I could fail your little computer with a 0 and it wouldn't hurt me much. Let's get something straight, Stokes. When I graduate, I'm going into aviation. I'll never see another computer in my life. I just don't have time to waste on something that's already obsolete.
So you don't care whether you hurt the marks of the other guys or not, is that it?
No, that's not it. Let's get something else straight, Stokes. You've been gunning for me ever since I started your class, and I know why. My father turned you down when you had an appointment in the Naps. You've been sore about it ever since. So now you're taking it out on me.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Crane.
I'm not very proud of those gunnery marks, son.
Well, neither am I, Dad. That's part of what I wanted to talk to you about. Dad, do you know an enlisted man named Ted Stokes?
Ted Stokes? Why, yes, of course. He was the fire controlman of my ship.
Well, he's my plotting room instructor now, Dad. I'm afraid we're having a little friction.
With Ted Stokes? Why, son?
this is what I'm trying to find out. So can you tell me what happened on board ship?
It was just one of those things that break your heart. The boy had knocked himself out to get to the academy. He won an appointment to the academy prep school. When his orders came, they read, "If relief is available." There was no one to take his place. He was the best white hat we had in the gunnery department. I combed the Far East Command looking for a replacement. None was available. Is that what you wanted to know, son? Dick, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I heard you. Dad, did Stokes know that was the reason?
Yes, of course. I told Stokes I had a son about his age, and that if my son were sitting where he was, I'd have to turn him down too. And I meant it, Dick. In that ship, we were so undermanned that we were standing watches 4 on, 4 off, heel and toe, day in and day out, 24 hours a day.
Well, how'd Stokes take it when you told him?
He took it like a man. He sat there for a moment, shook, and then he smiled, or he tried to anyway, and he said, "Aye, aye, sir."
Dad, are you sure now that, well, he didn't stay sore at you or anything like that?
Ted Stokes? Now, if you think anything like that, son, you're seriously mistaken. Ted Stokes is one of the finest men I've ever known.
Well, all right. Dad, I'll call you later. Bye. Stokes around anywhere?
I don't see him.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute, Murphy.
Go ahead.
Well, you and Stokes are pretty good friends, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. For about 8 years or so.
Well, then you know that he and I don't get along very well.
That's plain to the naked eye.
Well, is it because of what my father did to him about the prep school?
Now, first, are we talking Murphy to Crane, or are we talking mid to white hat?
Murphy to Crane.
Well, good, because I'm going to clue you, buddy. Ted Stokes thinks your father's the greatest skipper that ever conned the ship. Now, why he thinks that, I don't know, but he does. Because of that, he's been carrying you through this course, because you'd been fried out long ago by Lieutenant Anson. Ted's been covering up your goofs and standing there and letting Lieutenant Anson shoo him out, and you've been riding him ever since you showed up around here.
You're saying that he likes my father?
He likes your father.
I've been kind of wrong, haven't I?
And you can say that again in spades.
Murphy, tell me, why is it that he never tried for the academy again?
I don't know. Maybe just lost confidence in himself. You know, making that prep school's no easy chore. You're competing with half the guys in the fleet.
Yeah, did you ever talk to him about it?
For 4 years, 365 days a year. He's given up.
Do you think he could make it if he did try?
Ted Stokes is 10 times smarter than half the mids I've seen. If I had my choice of an officer to fight a war with, it'd be Ted Stokes.
Come in.
Midshipman Crane, first class, sir.
Oh, hello, Dick. What do you hear from your dad?
Lately, plenty. That's why I'd like to talk to you.
Oh. Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, shoot.
Well, sir, I was wondering if you could tell me how an enlisted man can get into the academy.
All men who want to try for the academy take a competitive examination. The top men then go to the academy prep school at Bainbridge, Maryland. Then the top men there come to the academy. One good thing about it, we get the finest in the fleet.
Sir, do you know a fire controlman named Stokes?
Ted Stokes? Well, sure. I had him in here yesterday.
What do you mean he's going to try for the academy?
No, he won't try again. You know, he tried once. He made one of the highest marks ever made on the competitive. But it was during Korea, and there was no relief for him.
Why do you think he refuses to try again?
Well, he says it's because he's rusty now and couldn't pass the exam, and hasn't got time to get ready for it. By the way, why are you so interested in Stokes?
Oh, my father is the man who turned him down the first time.
Oh, I see. And you want him to try again? Well, if you can figure out some way to do it, I think you'll be doing the Navy a good service. Stokes has all the qualities we need in our officers. You think you can?
I think perhaps I can.
Now, look, Ted, you don't have to take that kind of stuff from anybody. Midshipman, Admiral, nobody. Well, he was really giving you a hard time today. He was really riding you. If you don't want to go to Lieutenant Anson about it, then I'll help you take care of Crane personally. I'll even contribute a brand new baseball bat for the occasion.
I don't think I need a baseball bat, Murph. I'm sure I could take him barehanded.
Then why don't you? Look, I see that guy out in town all the time. You just say the word, and I'll get Crane down on Market Street where nobody will see us, and we'll work him over.
Nope.
Why not?
Beating that guy up wouldn't change him any, Murph. Besides, I don't particularly care for the idea of spending 10 years in a naval prison just for beating up a midshipman.
Then take it to Lieutenant Anson, because he can do something about it. You just gonna take it?
Yep.
What are you, chicken?
Must be.
This is Admiral Crane.
Hello, Dad.
Oh, hello, son. How are things going in Operation Needle?
Well, I wish I knew. I can't get the guy to react, Dad. He just takes it. He's taking a lot of awful rough stuff, too.
What do you think? That it won't work at all?
Well, I called to tell you that I'm going to try one more thing. If that doesn't work, nothing will.
The big one?
Yeah, the big one.
All right, gentlemen, the problem today is to save the lives of the squad of our men who have taken shelter in a house behind enemy lines. Right now, they're in that house. Enemy ground forces are approaching the house from both sides. So our first problem is to knock out the approaching enemy. That's going to take some old-fashioned Kentucky-type squirrel shooting. We've got to kill the enemy. But one wild shot can kill our men in the house. Okay, let's go.
All right, you heard the man. So let's get on target with that first salvo. All set? Plot ready, sir.
Spotters, stand by. Let's make this accurate, because if we don't, we're going to kill our own men. Here comes the first salvo. Commence firing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Stokes, that entire salvo landed right on top of the house and killed our men. Explain.
Did you change that setting after I checked it?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, give the spotters something to do. There's no use being on target with the first salvo. Makes them lazy, you know? Well, what are you going to tell your boss, Stokes? Sorry, sir.
Who got shook?
My mistake, sir.
Okay, same setup. Let's get it right this time.
Aye, aye, sir.
Oh, I thought so.
You thought what?
But you're chicken out of it. Oh, my mistake, sir. Aye, aye, sir. Why don't you tell the man I messed up that shot? Are you afraid? Huh? Stokes, you once told me you wanted to be a midshipman. You want to know something? I don't think you're fit to be a midshipman.
You don't think I'm fit to be a midshipman?
No, that's right. I don't think you've got what it takes, because you can't even call a thing like you see it. No, Stokes, you a midshipman? No, thank you.
Listen, Mr. Crane. I've taken a lot from you. And I've taken it not because I'm afraid of you, because I'm not. I'll take you on any time, any place, any way you want. And I'll take you. But I've had it. You don't think I'm fit to be a midshipman. Mr. Crane, I could be a better midshipman than you any day.
Oh, no. This I gotta see.
And you will.
Murph!
Yo! Take over for me, will you?
Hey! Where are you going?
I'm going on a 2 weeks leave if I can get it.
Well, here we are. This'll tell the tale, Dick. It's not the first page.
Oh, wow. How close can you get?
Last man on the list, anchorman Ted Stokes. But he's in, and that's all that counts.
Well, he had me sweating it out there for a minute.
Well, I'm not worried. After all, Stokes only had a 2-week leave to get ready for this exam. And that's not much when you've been out of school as long as he has.
He made it. That's the important thing.
He'll be leaving here this evening. Hadn't you better hurry?
Thanks, sir. Evening, Stokes.
Good evening.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stokes, you don't think very much of me, do you?
Not much.
And my father?
I'll always respect him.
Well, you know, he was in on it all the way.
In on what?
Making you mad enough to try again for the academy.
Your father? What did he have to do with it?
He thought of the whole thing.
Look, cut the double talk, will you? What whole thing?
Making you mad enough to try again. I'm just sorry it took that much to make you that mad, though.
You planned it? You and your father?
That's right, Ted.
Yeah, I've been wrong about you, haven't I?
Well, just the way I was wrong about you. Until Murphy set me straight. Good luck, Ted. And the best of everything.
Thanks, Dick.
Ted?
Yes?
You know, it's not improbable that we might be assigned to the same ship someday. How would you feel about that?
I'd like that. I really would.
Yes, this is Annapolis, the United States Naval Academy, proud of its dignity, its history, its traditions, but most of all, proud of its men. Next week, we will bring you another story of the men of Annapolis. Crane was played by Jack Hogan. Ted Stokes by Tommy Morton. Jim Miner was played by Mark Damon.